Welcome back to the channel. You know, some days bring a strange kind of peace. Days when happiness isn't found in grand gestures, but simply in the crackling of the kitchen fire, the smell of afternoon smoke, or the worried look of someone you love. Today at the little house on the hill, a new day begins. But behind this peace lies a small journey, fueled by curiosity about a mysterious character. Someone Diem calls her benefactor. Who is this person, and why has Diem hidden them from Toan for so long? So grab a hot cup of tea and let's listen to today's story. Diem woke up at the first crow of the wild roosters. She gently slipped out from under Toan's arm, tiptoeing out of bed. The early morning chill rushed in, making her shiver. Diem pulled her old wool cardigan tighter and looked back at the bed. Toan was still fast asleep. His breathing was steady, but exhaustion was etched on his face. He had been working so hard these past few days, from hoeing the earth and carrying water to fixing the leaking roof. His hands, once used to holding pens and signing papers, were now calloused and covered in tiny scratches. Diem's heart ached for her husband. She told herself, "I have to let him sleep in today. I'll handle everything myself." Diem went down to the kitchen. She didn't dare turn on the electric light, afraid it would wake Toan. She worked by the flickering light of the oil lamp. The soft clack-clack of dry wood hitting together echoed in the quiet room. She started the fire. The flames flared up, licking the bottom of the pot, spreading warmth to chase away the biting mountain cold. Today she was making pork rib porridge with wild yams, Toan's favorite. The scent of new rice, the sweetness of the bone broth, and the earthiness of the yams began to fill the small kitchen. Sitting by the fire with the light dancing across her face, Diem rested her chin on her hands, lost in thought. Life was hard, yes, but with him by her side she felt a strange sense of peace. As long as he was healthy, as long as he was happy, she was content with just vegetables and porridge. When the porridge was cooked to perfection, Diem took it off the heat and covered it carefully to keep it hot. She checked the clock. It was nearly 5:30 a.m. The sky was just beginning to turn a hazy gray. Diem planned to go back to the bedroom, gently close the door, so Toan could keep sleeping, and head out to the fields alone with her hoe. But just as she turned around, she almost dropped the ladle. Toan was standing in the doorway. He was leaning against the frame, arms crossed, watching her. His eyes were still heavy with sleep, but they shone with warmth. "Diem, oh my God, you scared me. Why are you up so early? I tried to be quiet. Go back to sleep, it's not even fully light yet." Toan smiled, walking closer to the fire to warm his frozen hands. "Toan." The smell was too good. My stomach wouldn't let me sleep. Besides, without you next to me, I was tossing and turning. Diem blushed, giving her husband a playful glare. "Diem, smooth talker. Here, eat some porridge to warm your stomach, then go back to sleep. You need to rest today. You've been overworking yourself lately. You look so haggard." Toan took the steaming bowl from his wife, blowing on it to cool it down. So what's the plan today?" "Continuing with the farm fence. Diem number. The carrots in the big field are huge now. I'm afraid they'll get fibrous if we leave them too long. I plan to harvest them early to make the market session, then come back early to help you finish the chicken coop. But you stay home. I'll be done in a flash." Toan set the bowl down, shaking his head vigorously. "Toan, no way. That field is huge. You won't finish until noon by yourself. I'm coming with you." Diem firmly. "No means no. Look at your hands, they're all blistered. I'm used to it. I work fast. You stay home, rest, and save your strength for the big stuff." Toan took Diem's hand, gently rubbing the calluses on her palm. "Toan, my biggest job right now is not letting my wife struggle alone. I've slept enough. I'm a young man, not an old grandpa to be lying around all day. Come on, let's eat quick and go together. I'll carry the heavy stuff so your back doesn't hurt." Diem looked at the determination in Toan's eyes. She knew him once he made up his mind. No one could stop him. And deep down, she wanted him to come. Working together, no matter how tiring, always turned into joy. "Diem, all right, Mr. Boss. But promise me you'll take it easy. If you get tired, you rest immediately." Toan beaming, "Yes, ma'am." The mist faded, revealing long rows of lush green carrots stretching out before them. The couple got to work. Toan was strong. He pulled up the carrots that were clinging tight to the soil. The land here was blessed by nature. Every carrot was huge, straight, and a vibrant orange against the dark brown earth. Diem followed behind, skillfully trimming the excess leaves, shaking off the dirt, and stacking them neatly into baskets. "Toan, look at this, honey. This one is as big as my bicep. We hit the jackpot this season." Diem, "Yeah, lucky the weather was on our side. If we get a good price for this batch, we can buy some more wire mesh to expand the farm, don't you think?" They chatted and laughed as they worked their voices blending with the sound of the babbling stream. Sweat rolled down their cheeks, but their eyes shone with faith in the future. In no time at all, 2 baskets full of carrots were harvested. Toan loaded them onto the motorbike. Another motorbike they bought temporarily for transport, strapping everything down carefully. He started the engine, and Diem hopped on the back, wrapping her arms around his waist. The bike rolled smoothly down the slope, carrying the fruits of their labor and the family's hope. The market today was packed. The sounds of hawking, bargaining, and livestock calling created a vibrant symphony of highland life. Toan and Diem chose a small corner to spread out their tarp. The fresh, bright orange carrots, chemical-free and still dusted with red basalt soil, quickly caught the attention of the housewives. "Homegrown clean carrots here, folks, sweet as sugar, crisp as an apple." Diem's clear voice rang out. Customers flocked to buy. Some bought 1 kilo, some bought 2. A wholesaler saw the quality goods and even wanted to buy the whole basket. Toan fumbled a bit with weighing and calculating, sometimes making mistakes that made the customers chuckle. Diem, on the other hand, packed bags swiftly, her smile as bright as a flower. In just over an hour, the 2 baskets were nearly empty. Toan held a stack of small bills, smoothed them out, and handed them to Diem. "I gotta admit, you have a real charm for sales. Everything's gone in a flash. It's thanks to your good luck opening the first sale," Diem teased back. When only about 5 to 6 of the biggest and most beautiful bunches remained, Diem suddenly stopped selling. A wealthy-looking customer wanted to buy the rest, but Diem shook her head politely, declining. "I'm sorry, ma'am. This batch isn't for sale. I'm saving it." The customer walked away disappointed. Toan looked at his wife in surprise. Clearly the customer wanted to buy it all. Selling out early meant going home early to rest. Why was Diem holding back? Diem carefully selected the most perfect carrots free of any blemishes, washed them clean with bottled water she brought along, and tied them with a beautifully dyed red bamboo strip. She cherished that bunch of carrots like a precious gift, placing it separately in a clean cloth bag. Toan couldn't contain his curiosity. He leaned in and asked, "What are you saving those for? Are we eating them tonight, or are you planning to give them to someone?" Diem looked up, her eyes flashing with a hint of confusion, but then returning to a look of seriousness and respect. "Not for eating, honey. This bunch, I want to bring it as a gift for someone." "Toan, who are you gifting that you chose so carefully?" "A friend of yours." "Why haven't I ever heard you mention them?" Diem pressed her lips together, looking far away toward the trail, leading up the mountain on the other side of town. That person is very special, Toan. You could consider them a great benefactor of my life. If it weren't for their help during my darkest days before you arrived, perhaps I wouldn't be standing here today. Diem's answer was like a stone thrown into the calm lake of Toan's heart. Benefactor. Darkest days. Toan knew Diem had suffered a lot before meeting him, but he had never heard the details of that time, nor about the person who saved her. A tinge of irrational jealousy crept in, if it was a man, but overriding it was curiosity and gratitude if they truly were good to his wife. Ton voice lowering, a benefactor. Then we must go thank them properly. Who is it, a man or a woman? Where do they live? Diem turned to Ton smiling, but the smile held a secret she couldn't fully reveal yet. This person lives a very quiet life, doesn't like noise. Come with me. You'll know when we get there. I believe that when you meet this person, you will be surprised too. Diem packed up their things and pulled Toan up. Let's go. The road to their house is a bit tough, but the scenery is beautiful. Toan walked the bike, 1,000 questions racing through his mind. Why was Diem so secretive? Why did this benefactor live in a tough place? And why did she say he would be surprised? Could this person be connected to his lost memory? Or was it an old relationship of Diem's he didn't know about? The motorbike started up again, but this time not heading home. Instead, it headed toward the misty mountain in the west. Diem sat behind, clutching the bunch of carrots deep in thought. As for Toan, he drove with his eyes fixed ahead, feeling like he was riding into a mysterious new chapter of his wife's life. A bunch of carrots, a hidden benefactor, and a trail leading up the high mountain. Who is Diem taking Toan to meet? After the market session ended with small joys, the old motorbike rolled on. But this time it didn't take them straight home. There are roads we pass every day without noticing. But there are roads traveled once that are remembered for a lifetime. Today on the trail, leading to the foot of the mountain, a crucial piece of Toan's memory is about to be awakened. Who is that old woman, and why does her appearance bring this strong young man to tears? So sit back, listen, and feel the warmth of human connection in this story. The motorbike left the noisy town, turning onto a narrow red dirt path, lined with old bamboo groves casting cool shadows. The noon sun began to climb high, piercing through the leaves to create dancing spots of light on the couple's sweat-soaked shoulders. Diem sat behind, hugging the carefully wrapped carrots tight, resting her head lightly on Toan's back. She remained silent, letting Toan feel the road for himself. The deeper they went, the rougher the terrain became. Potholes and ruts appeared more frequently, making the bike wobble. But strangely, Toan's steering was rock steady. He weaved past this rock, avoided that puddle with practiced ease, as if his body had memorized every meter of this road. Toan began to furrow his brow. A strange sensation crept into his mind. This scenery, that clump of thorny bamboo, the honeycomb stone well by the roadside, why did it feel so incredibly familiar? It wasn't the cozy familiarity of the home he shared with Diem. It was something more distant, hazier, yet far more haunting. Toan eased off the throttle and turned to his wife. Toan, Diem, where are you taking me? Why does this road feel so familiar? Feel like I've been here before, but I can't remember when. Diem smiled, her voice blending softly with the wind. Diem. It makes sense that it feels familiar, because this is the road that saved your life. Toan saved my life. What do you mean? Diem. Before you met me, before you came to Sim Hill, there was a time when you wandered alone, starving and completely amnesiac. Back then, this very road led you to someone. an old grandmother who took you in when the whole world turned its back on you. Toan fell silent. His heart pounded. Fragmented images began to click together in his mind like a slow-motion movie. The bike stopped at the foot of a small slope. At the top stood a humble thatched hut nestled among lush fruit trees. Afternoon smoke curled up from the straw roof. That image of smoke was like a skeleton key throwing open the locked doors of Toan's memory. Toan stood frozen on the slope. He remembered that terrifying stormy night. The night he fell into the abyss, head splitting with pain, soaked in blood clothes torn to shreds. He had crawled in hopelessness, starving and shivering. He had collapsed right here on this slope. He thought he was dead. But then, a wrinkled, warm hand had shaken him awake. An old woman. Her back was bent low to the ground, her hair white as cotton. She had supported him into the house, even though he was twice her size. She built a fire, cooked him watery porridge. She tore up her old clothes to bandage his head wound. He remembered her words clearly, her voice trembling but full of love. "Poor boy, whose child are you to end up like this? Eat, child, eat while it's hot. I have nothing, just some plain rice porridge." In the days that followed, when he wandered in a daze, not knowing who he was, she let him stay. She called him Ko, the name of her son, who died in the war. She taught him to chop wood, pick vegetables. She saved every potato and cassava root for him. She was the one who stitched up his torn shirt, the very shirt Diem still saw him wear. Tears naturally welled up in Toan's eyes. Hot tears. These weren't memories of a wealthy director. They were memories of human kindness. In his most pathetic, penniless and broken state, she had loved him like her own son. Diem placing a hand on Toan's shoulder. "You remember now, don't you, Grandma, too? The one who fed you for over a month before you wandered into my village." Toan didn't answer. He hastily wiped his tears, kicked down the bike stand with a thud, and sprinted up the slope. "Grandma, Grandma." Toan's call echoed through the mountains, sounding choked and desperate. On the porch, a frail old woman was sifting rice. Hearing the call, she squinted her cloudy eyes to look out. That tall figure, that deep voice. She dropped the winnowing basket to the ground, her trembling hands gripping the wooden pillar to stand up. Is that Ko?" Toan rushed forward, dropping to his knees at the old woman's feet, hugging those thin, frail legs like a child. "Toan, Grandma, it's me, it's Toan, it's your Ko." The old woman touched his shoulders, his face, his hair. Her hands were rough like tree bark, but strangely warm. "Grandma, oh you rascal, where have you been hiding these past months? I thought you had left this old woman behind again. I've been waiting and watching for you every day." Toan sobbed aloud. "Toan, I'm sorry, Grandma. I was sick, I forgot the way back. I'm terrible for making you worry. I missed you so much, Grandma." Diem stood behind them, silently wiping away her tears. She knew what this reunion meant to Toan. It helped him realize that even if his wealthy past had forgotten him, this kindness had always remained. After the emotional moments, the three of them sat together on the old porch. The old woman was frail, but her mind was still sharp. She poured hot, fresh tea for the couple. Diem took the bunch of carrots from the cloth bag, handing them to the old woman with both hands. Diem. "Grandma, today, we harvested our first batch of carrots. I picked the best, most beautiful ones to bring to you. You can make soup or braise them with fish so they're soft enough to eat." The old woman smiled a toothless smile, accepting the carrots, clicking her tongue in praise. "Grandma, my, look how chubby these are. You two are so skilled. This is precious. I live alone, I don't eat much, but I accept your hearts." Toan held her hand, his voice excited. "Toan, Grandma, I'm healthy now. My wife and I are building a farm over on Sim Hill. Ina, I promise once we're successful, I'll come bring you to live with us so I can take care of you. Don't stay here alone anymore, it's too lonely." The old woman waved her hand, her kind eyes looking into the distance. "Grandma, oh no, this old body is used to this house, to this garden. Knowing you kids are doing well and caring about me is enough. Just, whenever you have free time, drop by. Visit me. Let me hear the sound of human voices. That's enough to make me happy. Don't make me wait so long, like last time. Okay?" Her words sent a sharp pang through Toan's heart. He silently promised himself that from now on, he would visit often and care for her like his own mother. The sun was now directly overhead. The noon heat was getting intense. Although they wanted to stay longer, Toan and Diem knew work was waiting at home. The chickens needed feeding, the garden needed fencing, and most importantly, the farm construction plans were still unfinished. Toan stood up, holding the old woman's hand reluctantly. "Ton, Grandma, I have to go now. There's too much work at home. I only stopped by for a bit today. In a few days when I'm free, I'll come back to chop wood and carry water for you, okay?" The old woman nodded, trembling slightly, as she pulled 2 banana leaf-wrapped sticky rice cakes from her pocket. "Grandma, yes, work is important. Go on home before the sun gets too hot. Take these 2 cakes. I just wrapped them this morning. Eat them to get your strength back." Toan held the cake, feeling like he was holding a piece of his childhood. "Diem, thank you, Grandma. Please take care of your health." The couple walked the bike to the gate. The old woman remained standing there, leaning against the wooden pillar, waving until the bike disappeared behind the bamboo grove. On the way back, Toan drove slower. His mood was strangely light and exhilarating. Reuniting with her gave him a surge of invisible energy. He realized he wasn't alone at all. He had Diem, he had Grandma, and he had a whole future waiting for him to build. Toan shouting over the wind, "Diem, thank you. Thank you for bringing me here." Diem hugging her husband's waist tight. "We're husband and wife, what's there to thank? Now do you have the strength to build that chicken coop when we get home?" Toan, strength to spare. "I bet I can build 2 coops before you even start." The couple's crisp laughter echoed through the mountains. The motorbike sped towards Sim Hill. There the soil waited for the sower's hand, and dreams waited for the day to blossom and bear fruit. An emotional journey has closed out Toan and Diem's morning, but folks' life on the high hill is never easy. As they returned home, an unpleasant surprise was waiting for them. The garden gate, which they distinctly remembered locking before leaving, was now wide open, and strange tracks were imprinted on the newly tilled soil. Are uninvited guests visiting again? Or is it an omen of new storms? Let's wait and see how Toan handles this in the next episode. Strange footprints in the garden and the secret beneath the ancient tree. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support Toan and Diem. Goodbye and see you again.